Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Good evening. Great to have you here on our webinar this evening for new agents who are beginning their career in real estate. Welcome to all of you. I'm Cindy Lott. I am a real estate broker, and I've been teaching for the past 17 years and been in real estate for 24 years. I'm located in the great state of Texas, so you probably already knew that from my Texas drawl. So welcome to you all. Always great to have the wonderful honor of teaching you all. Good. I'm glad you can hear me okay. Welcome, welcome to every one of you. So many great students. There's South Carolina, Massachusetts. Oh, Sarah, congratulations. Passed her test yesterday. Outstanding. Yes, what a great group we have here tonight. I hope that you take away some very helpful information. You can also use what we're talking about tonight in any part of your life, because time management, very, very important for anything that we're doing. Catherine, congratulations to you. Passed her test on Friday. Prep Agent does a fantastic job teaching everybody the information so you can pass that exam. And Hakima, congratulations, passed test last week as well. Look at all of these students passing that exam. So this information tonight will be very, very helpful to you. Yes, time management, a big issue for people. Absolutely, absolutely. So very important. Well, let me start off by telling you my story. As I mentioned, I've been in real estate for 24 years now. I had been a paralegal, and my husband and I, we had two small children. Our sons were in daycare because, I had to go to work at the law firm, and they were sick all the time. Maybe you can relate to that. And I was always having to call the law firm and one more time apologize. I'm sorry I can't come into work. I have another sick child. And one day, as I was apologizing, I just stopped. And I thought, my children come first. I will never, ever apologize to anyone again for taking care of my children. I will find a job that not only can I be a full-time mom and be available to my children, but also I'll have a rewarding career as well. I thought real estate is perfect for me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I will have the flexibility to take my kids to school, to pick them up from school, and then I have all these wonderful opportunities. Well, remember, I had been at the law firm all those years. So I passed my licensing exam the first time, and I thought I was so smart. Oh, congratulations, Ben passed his test on September 18th. Congratulations to you. So I passed my test the first time, and I really just thought, wow, I just know it all. Went to work at a brokerage. Had to go to the office supply store first to get all the things to decorate my desk. Can you relate to that? Like when you start a new job, you've got to have all these new things for your desk. There I sat, day after day after day. I had no clue what to do in real estate. I didn't even know you went out and got the business, because remember, I did not come from a sales background. I came from that legal background. Working at the law firm, your clients call in and make an appointment. You don't have to go find the clients as you do in real estate. So there I sat. I didn't know anything about time management, and what I didn't know what I needed to manage, because I knew nothing about real estate. If I had only known, I would have realized that as I sat at that desk, there were many tasks I could be doing to get my career started in real estate, but I had no idea. So I hope this helps you as you begin your career, so you know more than I knew at that very beginning of my career. I wasted a lot of time, and I don't want that for you. Ashley passed September 28th. Congratulations to you. Wonderful job. Hello, Cynthia Johnson. Great to see you here tonight. One of the things I love most about Prep Agent is you're all a family. You all know each other. You support each other. I think that's absolutely wonderful. Yep, Serenity says picture frames, potted plant, affirmation stickers. Yes, Oh, my desk looked great. It's a good thing it did because there I sat all day long at that real estate brokerage. Nobody helping me, nobody training me. So let's talk about managing your time, what you need to be doing uh, every single day so that you can make the most of the days. I'm reading your chat as we go here. Yeah, all right. So let's talk about that time management. So don't let time manage you. Do you ever feel like that? Does time manage you? So, as a new real estate agent, one of the most difficult things to learn is time management. Remember, you are, most of you, going to be an independent contractor. So, nobody's going to be there to micromanage you. So, you have to micromanage yourself, basically. It can be easy to hit that snooze button until noon because nobody is telling you, hey, you have to come into the office, here at 8 o'clock every morning or 9 o'clock every morning, whether your office be a brick and mortar office or your home office. But unless you put the work in, you will not be successful in real estate. So I'm going to repeat that. Unless you put the work in, you are not going to be successful in real estate. You have to want to do well. And it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of learning, and it's ongoing learning as well. Time management, definitely the key to success in this business. Some people, time management is more difficult to learn than others. A lot of it depends on what type of brain style you have. Some people are more right brain, some people are more left brain. Some people are self-motivated, some people are not self-motivated. So if you're one of those people that could hit that snooze button until noon, you're going to have to really discipline yourself to put yourself on a schedule and to show up for work every day. So you are running your own business. So show up for work every single day. Now, this time management, we're talking about those of you who have not passed your exam yet. You could use the same things that we're talking about as far as scheduling how you're going to study, how often you study, put your study plan together. This will help you in that as well. Cynthia Johnson says, no snoozies for me. That's right. Got to get up and get busy every day in order to be successful in real estate. Bernadette says, I think we should already be disciplined since we're studying. Some people are more disciplined than others, Bernadette. We see some people who don't succeed in real estate because, again, they're not used to having to schedule their own days, to not being micromanaged. A webinar on tax deductions. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll run that by Joe. That's a wonderful request. Of course, understand we are not CPAs, so a CPA is the one who's going to be able to really tell you all of that information. So I think we can all agree that we're not going to let time manage us, that we are going to manage our time. We're going to show up for work every day so that we can be the best that we can be in real estate. Oh, Bernadette says she's already used to it because she's a travel agent. Yeah, there's some careers where you're already used to, you can transfer those same skills directly into your real estate. An important thing for you to have is a calendar. There are many time-sensitive things in the contracts that you'll be working on, and you'll need to put those on your calendar. You will have, training that you have to go to, or that you're choosing to go to, I should say, since you're an independent contractor. All kinds of things that will occur in your schedule. The nice thing about real estate is no 2 days are just alike. You will not get bored in real estate. I think it's really a good idea to have 2 calendars. So let me check in with you. Examples of calendars, you can use just a paper calendar. I a lot of times, I have 2. I love the one in my phone, and then I also just have a paper calendar. So you don't have to be real fancy with it, just so long as you have a calendar and know where you're supposed to be every day. You could use a Google Calendar, a Microsoft Calendar, an Apple Calendar. We use Calendly when we're scheduling for tutoring. Or like I was telling you, I love the calendar on my telephone. Remember, as I said, good idea to have 2 calendars. all those time-sensitive deadlines in the real estate contracts, and we know time is of the essence. So let me check in with you. I'm watching your chat. What kind of calendars do you like? What kind are you using? Serenity says Blue Sky calendars. Oh, Richard says, I'm horrible at this. I rely on text messages from my wife. Oh, that's Betty. Let's see. Xtina says Google. Bernadette likes Franklin Covey. Jennifer, Google. Outlook. I know Ben's laughing at that too. I thought it was funny, wasn't it, Ben? A desk calendar. Catherine bought a planner. Sheena likes paper calendars and planners. Phone with Google. Paper calendars, Apple iCal. There's Franklin Covey again. Google, Outlook. Yeah. You know, you may just have to find the calendar that works for you. We're all different. Yeah. I know everybody's like, congrats, Ben. I've been looking for you here every Wednesday just to say congratulations. He passed his exam. So we're glad you're here with us tonight, Ben. There's Google planners. A school nurse likes the paper calendars that fit in her purse. Yeah. It does not have to be anything fancy at all. All right. I think Joshua likes a wall calendar. Yeah. Oh. Again, I love that you all support each other so much. Ben's sending a virtual hug to everyone. Everybody's congratulating him. Yeah, we're so glad you stopped back in to catch us up on how you are doing, Ben. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so make sure you've got 2 calendars. Let's talk about time blocking. So let's talk about time blocking. Do any of you time block? Anybody using time blocking? Anyone use time blocking? Time blocking is one of my favorite things. So at the end of the day, I time block for the next day. Now, I might have to go in and I might need to adjust it. Now, I cannot stress this to you enough that when you get into real estate, you're going to have to be flexible. Our days can change over and over and over again. And so we've got to be ready to be flexible with those changes and be able to adapt. But time blocking allows me to do so many things during the day. I would be wasting a lot of time if I didn't have my day planned out. So this is just a sample time blocking. You can make up your own that works with your schedule. So from 8 to 9 in the morning, wake up, you could exercise. I need to read that more because I've not been doing that. So I need to get better on that. Maybe because I put it in writing, that will remind me to do it. Eat breakfast if you eat breakfast, and dress for success. I think we feel more professional if we've dressed for success. Even if we are working via Zoom or whatever, I think it's a good idea to dress for success. Now that means that you don't have to get dressed up or anything. You could like be business casual or something like that. From 9 to 9:30, arrive at the office. Now that could be your home office. That could be your brick and mortar office. I just walk right across the hallway in my house to my office. I get a lot done here in my home office. And the first thing I'm going to do is review my to-do list for the day. I'm also going to see if I know of any changes that I need to make to it. And I may not know of any at that early time of the day. I may be making changes throughout the day. From 9:30 to 10 a.m., I'm going to review and respond to emails and take a look at social media. From 10 to 11 a.m., work on marketing. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., prepare buyers consultations, listing presentations. Maybe I have some new buyers, some new listings. 12 to 1, lunch with sphere of influence brokers, sales agents, or clients. Networking is very important. Now, I know we're in the midst of COVID. Cynthia says she puts her earrings on first. I know, Cynthia, I put my earrings on too, even though I'm not going anywhere but my home office, and also my red lipstick. I always have to have my red lipstick on, even though I'm just working here at home. Now, in COVID, it's not like, in the midst of COVID, it's not like we can just all go to a restaurant like we were used to doing and meet people because, there's all kinds of rules in place so we all stay safe and healthy. But networking is very important. This is how I'm going to get a lot of real estate business. You can do this via Zoom. Again, we're adaptable. We're adapting because of what COVID, the changes that it's made. So during this time, you could say, hey, I'm going to Zoom with an insurance agent, or, I'm going to spend this time talking with some other sales agents in the industry. So any way that you could do that, again, we're looking for you to be networking. And then from 1 to 4 p.m., meet with clients, do prospecting. So important in order for you to get the real estate business. And we can do all of that virtually, if you need to, because of the strict rules that are in place because of COVID. 4 to 5 p.m., maybe you want to work on your education. I encourage you to learn one new thing every single day in real estate. So learn one new thing at least, at a minimum, every single day in real estate. And remember, you are constantly going to be learning. Thank you, Xtina. That's a very nice compliment. Now, from 5 to 5:30 p.m., I'm going to prepare my to-do list for the next day. And if I don't do this, and I am a firm believer in doing this, I'm very disciplined on doing this because I know what my next day looks like and how unorganized it is and how I get nothing accomplished if I don't have my time blocked for the next day. 5:30 to 7 p.m., arrive home and eat dinner. Well, that's just right down the hall in my house. And then 7 to 10 p.m., it's important to have a good balance in your life. So you could spend time with your family, your friends, read a book, watch television. And then at 10 o'clock, it's always my goal to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, but I promise you with me, it never happens. I am a night owl. I get most of my energy about midnight. But this is my perfect day that I would be able to go to sleep at 10 p.m. And sleep till at least 7 a.m. Oh, Stella, congratulations. You passed your exam. Outstanding. Bernadette said, I can never sleep that early. Me neither, Bernadette. Midnight, like I said, I'm just so energetic about midnight. Lily's a night owl as well. Yeah. And so is Cynthia. And if I'm doing some kind of marketing or whatever, that's when I'm most creative, is about midnight. I'm like, oh my goodness, I just want to go to sleep. And now all of a sudden, all of the marketing I want to do is all coming to me, and now I want to work on it. Oh, we're all night owls, I think. Anybody not a night owl? Everyone is saying they're a night owl. Yeah. So again, this is just a sample of how you could block your day. You can go in and you can adjust this anyway, and then remember that we do have to remain flexible with this as well. Yeah. Okay, I'm checking your chat. See if anybody's got any questions. Now, we've talked about being flexible in real estate. Any idea why we need to be so flexible? I mean, we've got to have plan A, plan B, plan C ready all the time. Any ideas on why we need to be so flexible? Any ideas? Well, I'll help you out with this. We have so many different people involved in a real estate transaction in order to make it happen. We've got a lender, we've got a title company, we've got insurance agents, we've got inspectors, we've got contractors. Oh my goodness, just to name a few. We have a lot of different people involved in a real estate transaction. Anything can be delayed at any time. Maybe the lender had a delay, and so we were supposed to close, and now something's come up that they have to clear up, and so we find out at the last moment that closing is going to be delayed. We've got to be ready to move with this and to adjust our schedule, because in real estate, this is going to happen. You may have a buyer, you have a showing tour all planned. You're going to show them 5 houses. You've already made the appointment, and then they call and they're like, hey, you know what, I'm going to need to reschedule. I'm not able to go take a look at those properties today. Serenity, you're so right. Availability is key. Real estate's a right now kind of business, and if we are not available, that buyer, that seller, if they're ready to sell their home or buy another, they're going to find somebody who's available to help them right then. So we've got to be available. I'm so glad you pointed that out, Serenity. Great comment. Yeah. Do I have an assistant or a go-to agent to help with emergencies like that? You know, some agents do, some don't. It just varies. Um, you know, as you get busier and busier, you may want to have an assistant. There are certain rules and laws that go with what they're allowed to do in real estate, or mostly what they're not allowed to do. What about agents that are part-time? You can absolutely do real estate part-time. It's always easier if you're doing it full-time, but if you already have a job, you know, everyone's situation is different, and some people, you know, have to pay their bills. And I will always be completely honest with you about real estate. I see my students on average take about 6 months to get started really well in the business, and that is with consistent marketing. You have to let people know that you are in real estate. I assure you that your bills are not going to get the message that you don't have a steady paycheck coming in. They are still going to occur. So some of you may want to work part-time at the very beginning, and then maybe work toward going full-time in real estate. Yeah. Would I recommend starting out as an assistant? You know, that's just an individual choice. Yeah, if you're working part-time, you might even look at teams, things of that sort, because clients do require prompt attention. You know, you'll just have to talk with the broker that you're going to go with and see what they recommend on that. So let's talk about effective time management. So first of all, we need to prioritize. So we've got to take a look at what all we need to be doing, what are our priorities of the day. There may be some things that we can delegate. So maybe we do have an unlicensed assistant. We can save a lot of time. Like maybe we have a new listing, so they could go put the signs in the yard. They could put the key box on the door. They could organize our file for us. Keep your workspace neat and organized. We can get a whole lot more work done if our workspace is neat and organized. Also, do a regular review of how effective your time management is and adjust it regularly if it's not effective. So we've got to take a look at this on a regular basis and see if it is effective. We might need to make some changes to it and adjust it somewhat. Always prepare that to-do list for the next day and know your strengths and weaknesses. If there are things we don't like to do, sometimes they end up at the very end of the day. So we need to know our strengths and weaknesses, and those weaknesses we need to turn into a strength. All right, let's move on. Some of you are making some very inappropriate comments on here. I'm going to please ask you to stop that in our webinar. So I'm going to ask that you would please stop that. We're in a professional real estate setting here. Let's talk about a SWOT analysis. So in order to have good time management, you need to know what those strengths and weaknesses are. The SWOT analysis is a good way to determine this. So first of all, I'll use myself. What are some of my strengths? I love to learn. I absolutely love to learn. I could go to school every single day. I love to get designations. I love to get certifications. Another strength I have is that I always try to be professional. I think that's extremely important in real estate. Also, as far as weaknesses, work balance. I would work all the time. I love to work. So sometimes we need to take a break from our work so we can recharge somewhat. The webinar is public today. Yes, the webinar is public. Yeah, they're watching. So Joe and all of them they're watching. Opportunities. So some of the opportunities that we have, unlimited income. We can make a lot of money. Yes, Arthur's here with us. Thanks, Arthur. Prep Agent takes good care of you guys all the time. So Arthur is right there on our webinar with us. So no worries at all. Unlimited income. You can make as much money as you want in real estate, or you can make as little as you want. That's entirely up to you. The flexibility, as I was talking to you earlier at the very beginning, that was why I got into real estate. So I would have that flexibility to go take my kids to school, to pick them up, to have the best of both worlds. Threats. I get tired from working too much, which makes me less productive. As I was telling you, I love to work. So sometimes I just work and work and work, and then I'm like, I'm so tired. I have to have a day where I just rest. So you can go in and you can work on your own SWOT analysis, and you can look at what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, your opportunities, and your threats. So I encourage you all to do a SWOT analysis. Yes, everybody's saying hello to Arthur. Yes. Ben says, oh, he's a workaholic. I am too, Ben. But I tell you what, when you love to do your work, it's a great thing. But it is easy to work all the time. Yeah, Ashley says this is why she wants to do this. You have definitely the flexibility. Plan your schedule. Let's talk about what wastes time in real estate. What wastes time in real estate? So some things that would waste time in real estate: not having your day blocked, not having goals and objectives that are obtainable. Very important that those goals that you set and those objectives that you have are obtainable, things that you can reach. Procrastinating. Do any of you procrastinators? Anybody a procrastinator? Yeah, Lily says it's not work if you love your job. That's right, Lily. Procrastinating can definitely waste time in real estate. Here's one: not treating real estate like a business. I have taught thousands and thousands of students over the years, and one of my favorite students has been a success story since the first day she started in real estate. I have so enjoyed following her career. She treated it like a business from day one. She showed up at the office every single day, whether it be her home office, whether it be a brick and mortar office. She showed up every single day, and she has had continuous success in real estate because she does treat it like a business. So be very disciplined with this. Lawrence says, I procrastinating. Another, being negative or discouraged. As I mentioned, it can take you a little while to get busy in real estate. So you want to remember that, know that in advance so you don't get discouraged. That 6 months is a pretty common amount of time with that consistent marketing to get real busy in real estate. There are some people who will get busy earlier, but what we see happen a lot of the time is you'll do marketing 1 month. You might not get any results from that marketing, and then agents just stop marketing. But you've got to remember, don't give up. Don't give up. You will get there. Jason, do you have any tips on passing the exam? Let me finish this part of the webinar, and at the very end, if I have some time, I'll be happy to give you tips on passing the exam. If I forget, run this by me again so I don't forget. Keep putting it up here on the chat. Good training helps as well. That's exactly right. Okay, moving right on. How much is your time worth? How much is your time worth? So let's look at this formula. Now, this looks different to everybody. Some people may want to make $100,000 in a year. Some people may want to make $50,000 in a year. Some people may want to make $1 million in a year. So we're all going to have a different answer for this. So whatever is the amount of money that you want to make, you could use this formula. So to make $100,000 in a year, and you work 48 weeks in a year, so you could go in and figure out how many weeks you plan to work. 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. So that's kind of what I put on mine. 48 times 6 times 8 equals 2,304. 100,000 divided by 2,304 equals $43.40 an hour. So how much is your time worth? Do you want to be worth more than $43.40 an hour? So you can go in, you can plug your own numbers in here, and you can figure this out to know exactly how much you have to work in order to make a certain amount of money. Now, the other thing to remember, and Michael Altshuler says that the bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot. You are the pilot. Congratulations, Fuzia. You passed your exam yesterday. Wonderful job. So time does go by quickly. I mean, can you even believe we are already to November the 4th? It seems like the year just started. And now we're nearly to the very end of the year. So time does go by very quickly. And you are the pilot of that time. So you want to make sure that you are managing your time very, very well. I'm taking a look at your chat. See how everyone is doing. Any questions? Any questions so far? Send your questions my way. Tell me what you're thinking about time management. Do you feel like you are doing well with this? Will you have any questions on how to get this started? What do I think of somebody who wants to start part-time? I think you can absolutely do real estate part-time if you have to. Because of COVID and staying home, we can do real estate in the midst of COVID. Most everything is virtual, or a lot of the things are. I bought my own new home sight unseen. It's the best house I ever bought. I did amazing research on it, knew everything about it. Absolutely phenomenal transaction. We can adapt, we can adjust. Bernadette, that's on average 6 months. Some people get busy a lot faster. If I remember right, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said you were in the travel agency industry. You probably already have a large sphere of influence, so you may be able to get busy quicker in real estate. Lily says she wants to make enough money where she can live off her stock, where her stock portfolio is large enough to live off its dividends. Are evenings busier than your days due to work schedules? It just varies, and we work a lot on the weekends as well. Do I like to attend conferences? I do. It just depends on what they're on. I like to attend the ones where I'm learning something. I like to learn the rules and the laws, things of that sort of real estate. Now, is it possible to succeed without a close sphere of influence? Yes, absolutely. And you probably have a larger sphere of influence that you know. Your doctors, your attorneys, the dry cleaners. I mean, every single person you talk to every day is your sphere of influence. Yeah. Now, there are all kinds of different training programs. Your brokers should have some good recommendations. Yeah, Lily, I think that's, I think that's fine. She wants to quit her current job, but needs to know she'll be successful as a real estate agent first. And also believe that you will be successful. You've got to have a lot of positive self-talks when you get into this business. I will be successful. How long did it take me to get my first real paycheck? Oh, don't use me for an example on that. Let me tell you. Remember, I sat at that nice desk. I didn't know about time management. I also did not know about anything to do with real estate. Nobody trained me. So it took me probably 2 years and changing brokerages 3 times before I got busy in real estate. That's part of the reason that I like to teach, is because of the fact that I know what my experience was. I don't want that for you. So that's why it's important that your broker have an amazing education program and that they are available to you as well. Do I use my time to get certifications in other areas of real estate? Yes, I have multiple certifications and designations. I do have my green designation. I really like all the environmental part. Yeah. Getting a mentor from the start is a good idea. Yes, I agree, but make sure that your mentor is well trained. A lot of times there's no rules for who can be a mentor. I see some of my students who recently got their license, and they'll have on social media that they are now mentoring somebody. Well, they can't mentor themselves, much less anybody else. So I want you to be choosy in who your mentor is. Ask your broker, and then ask what the qualifications of that mentor are. Yeah. That's okay, G. You know more people than you probably realize. You're going to do fantastic. You are going to do absolutely fantastic in real estate. Yeah, the broker that finally taught me real estate, she called me her sponge. She says, you just want to soak up every ounce of information. I said, well, I wanted to all along. I just didn't have anybody who wanted to teach me. So again, you've got to make sure you've got that broker who is educating you well. What certification should you focus on during this time? There's a basic one called the GRI, the Graduate Realtor Institute. That's a fantastic one to get. National Association of Realtors, depending on what the market's doing, like there's the ABR, the Accredited Buyers Representative. So, keep up to date on what the market's doing. I would recommend you get certifications and designations that have to do with that, so you can be a true expert in whatever that market is doing. The only thing I can tell you about brokerages, I can't ever recommend one, is the two things I'm looking for would be education and availability. Oh, thank you, Ben. So you're asking me about certification still, so I'll tell you what mine are. I have the GRI, and that's a certification. A certification means once I have it, I don't have to pay for it anymore. So I have that one, the Graduate Realtor Institute. As I was telling you, that's a real good basic one to get at the beginning. I have the ABR, the Accredited Buyers Representative. I have the Green Designation. I have one called the CHMS, which is the Certified Home Marketing Specialist. That one's a certification. It's basically a home staging designation. I have one called the BPOR, Broker Price Opinion. That's a certification. That's where I'm giving my opinion of the value of those properties. Like I was telling you, I love to go to school. And I encourage you to do that as well. Now, lots of opportunities in real estate, a lot of opportunities. Staging the homes can be fun. It depends on who my client is. Some sellers, it's better for me to go ahead and have a stager come in than me do the staging. It just depends on the situation. Oh, I'm glad that this is helpful. Yeah. What other questions do you have? When should you start talking to brokers? Talk to them now. I'd like to recommend that you talk with at least 3. And you can go ahead and start talking to them before you pass your exam. Yeah. Now, also, I know that you asked me tips for studying. So let me go ahead and add this in here. I promised you I would comment on that. I like for you to study in 1 hour increments for the licensing exam per topic. You can study it as many 1 hour increments as you want, but take a break in between and change topics. The wonderful thing about Prep Agent is that when they designed Prep Agent, they realized people have different learning styles. And they have so many different learning tools available for you. So in your 1 hour increment of studying, maybe you're going to learn about contracts. So you could watch a webinar. You could do a practice exam on contracts, because you could go in and do them topic specific. You could watch Joe's videos. You could listen to an audio. You could go in, you could read the prep book. You could do the vocabulary words that have to do with contracts. But for that 1 hour, you want to keep it per topic. It really will help with your recall. I cannot stress that enough. So hopefully that answers your question about some ideas on studying. David says one certification that he would like to get to earn is negotiation. Fantastic designation to get. Absolutely. Yeah. National Association of Realtors has a lot of options for certifications, and if you're allowed to call yourself a realtor, you will be a member of them. So remember that your real estate commission license you as a broker or a sales agent. Sometimes the terminology can be a little bit different depending what state you're in. And then the way you're allowed to call yourself a realtor is by being a member of National Association of Realtors, your state association, and your local association. And let's all, while we're here and talking about that, let's all make sure we're pronouncing realtor correctly. Remember, it only has 2 syllables, realtor. Some people put that third syllable and say realtor or realtor. So we don't say doctor or lawyer. So very important you know how to pronounce your title. So realtor, make sure you're all saying that. But they have a lot of classes. Ben says I taught him that. I know I teach that all the time, Ben. It's my pet peeve. So I know that I'm glad to know that you're remembering all of that. Bernadette says she's constantly correcting herself. All right. Now, also for those of you who are on our webinar tonight who are getting your license, remember that I do tutoring as well as Stu. So Stu Jacobson also does tutoring, and you can sign up for that on prepagent.com under tutoring, and we are always more than happy to help you. That's what we're here for. We count it quite an honor to get to teach you, to get to help you. David says he's an aunt, or no, Lawrence is an aunt who pronounces it realtor. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people that are in the industry. Yeah, veterans. That's a great area of real estate to work. Yes, absolutely. Yes, the tutoring. Yes, the tutoring is a one-on-one type tutoring via Zoom. Oh, great. I look forward to working with you, Estina. Do you have any other questions? How can I help you tonight? You're starting your new careers, and I love to be able to help you. So how can I share my experience with you and help you? Do you have any more questions for me? Anybody have any more questions? I'm watching your chat. Let's see if you've got any more questions. Just a recap of what we talked about tonight was that time management, so very important. Make certain you're time blocking your days. How do I deal with competition with other already established agents? I don't look at them as competition. I'm just, thinking about myself and making sure I'm doing the best job possible. Tutoring is kind of like a crash course. We go over a lot of information in the tutoring sessions. What's the biggest mistake you can avoid for the first year? Not learning. You need to learn every single thing that you can possibly learn. Oh, well, thank you, Bernadette. Prep Agent appreciates you very much. Thank you for being a part of it. Anyone else have any questions before we conclude tonight? Oh, you're welcome. Always an honor to teach you. All right, that looks like all of the questions. So again, try time management. Try time blocking your day. Try that for tomorrow. Even though some of you are not licensed yet and some of you are newly licensed, go ahead and practice time blocking now. Send me a message. You can send it to Cynthia@prepagent.com. Let me know how your time blocking is going. Dress code, I would say business casual for the most part. It can vary a little bit depending on what type of real estate, is it commercial, residential, the situation and all, but I would say on average business casual. Can a new agent start in luxury? I'm sure. Absolutely, there's a designation for that as well. Copy of the schedule. I think you're asking about maybe the example of time blocking. You can go back and pull up these past webinars, and I do mine all with the PowerPoint slides, so you can pull this up. All right. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the evening. Again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach you, and I will talk with you all again soon. Bye, everyone.